What is up, man? It is your boy, Alexander Michaelides, and I'm here with...
Ealef Cuts back again.
Ealef Cuts back again, and welcome to episode 3 of In the Cut, from the chair to the community. Man, I'm going to start off by saying this episode was a struggle to start. Usually we're meant to start at 5. It's 10 past 6.
Yeah.
A lot went on, man. A lot went on into this. It tested my patience. It tested your patience.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on.
We couldn't work the Mac. We couldn't work technology, but we here now. It's looking like we got all systems go. And this is all part of the journey, my brother. This is part of having a potty, part of running it up.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And we getting through it. So this is exciting. This is the first time we've done a little Sunday night episode.
I know.
It is a bit different at this point.
Tell me why we got that Sunday night. Tell me why.
So on Wednesday, usually we film Wednesdays, I had like a little interview for like a talent agency, like a casting agency, to be like an extra in TV and like movies with my boy Mike. I feel like I could act. Do you think I could act?
Yeah, I've never seen you act, but I feel like you could act. Yeah.
You know what? I love the confidence. Yeah. That's why you need a supportive brother in your life like this who's gonna gas you. So yeah, that's why I missed Wednesday. But nevertheless, we are here now. But talk to me, bro. How you been this week? I know you busted some late shifts. Yeah. You cut on a Sunday. Talk to me, bro. How you been this week?
Yeah, been good. Yeah, it's been big week. Big week. Busy times. I guess people want a haircut. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, big days, 12, 13-hour days, some of them. So, yeah, it's good. It's been flat out, so it's Sunday night. I'm ready to chill and watch the Euros tomorrow morning, but yeah.
Oath, how do you deal with 12, 13-hour days, bro?
Sleep, yeah. You got to have 8 hours, and it's important to have them at the right time, you know what I mean? Not from, 2 to 10, so, like 2 a.m. to 10. You want to be sleeping, as early as possible, you know what I mean? Just so that, you can be ready, good for the day. Because especially when you're doing a job like this, you gotta be on it. You can't be doing some, nasty haircuts. You know what I mean? It's gotta be good. But
it's gotta be good. And sleep needs that. And that's a good segue into what episode 3 is gonna be about. And I thought it was important we touch on relationships. And when I pitched the idea to Ealef, he was like, "What do you mean?" What were your thoughts when I first said, "Hey man, what do you think? How about we run this?"
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, as we sort of touched on right at the start of, when we wanted to start doing the podcast and stuff, we kind of said that it would be about really anything. I've always sort of, been open to sort of see what we're going to talk about, and I'm happy to talk about anything. So
for sure. I mean, I want to clarify to the viewers that when we say relationships, we don't just mean, your high school girlfriend or romantic relationships. We're more so talking, juggling the business side of things with your personal relationships, and kind of how all of that has contributed into making us who we are, bro. So for me, how do you juggle cutting so much and having positive relationships in your life, right? From family, because I know you're a big family man, friendships. How do you juggle all of that in?
I think balance and routine is important. We've touched on this in the past. I think, sleeping, adequate sleep, and then, doing stuff, going to the gym, doing that sort of stuff. So you have, time to yourself and time to, like to practice mindfulness and stuff like that as well. But also, and then, time for work. And then the rest of it is important, I think, for me at least, to spend with people that I care about. So yeah, how about yourself, man?
For
me,
you
got a busy schedule, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
This, that, everything.
Definitely very busy schedule, and for me to kind of manifest into what's the word I'm looking for, to love and nurture these relationships, man. It just comes from a lot of effort, right? But it also comes from understanding. I feel like that's the biggest thing. Before I finish my thing, how often do you see your best mate?
Look, not too often. Like not too often, because we got busy lives.
That's what I'm saying.
But I think and we'll get into more of this, further into the pod. But I think I guess mainly if you can have, one or two sort of, really strong relationships, with friends and stuff like that, aside from family and the rest, I think that's important. You don't have to see them every day, It's not like you got to, be like this, you got to wake up, brush each other's teeth and
that's what I'm saying. 100%. For me, bro, I see my best friend like once a month.
There you go.
Like legit. Like shout out Soul, my boy I play ball with. I see him like once a month, but it's cool because we know we have life going on, and we know we have study, and we know we have so many other things out there. But again, it's about prioritizing things, right? So you want people in your circle who's going to be like, hey, man, that's so good that you can't see me or I can't see you. Do what you got to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the biggest thing. And that's a problem, I think, with young people today, that their friends and the relationships around them, you know, they're encouraging them to sacrifice good things, you know, for the betterment of seeking them and to spending time with them and to wasting time with them. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. I think these days, you know, society is so quick to jump to get some instant sort of gratification for things, whatever that might be, you know, whether it be, you know, sacrificing, you know, the next big job opportunity or the next sort of big thing for your business or for your family, whatever it might be, just to go and do this, go to satisfy that person or that person, where it's important sometimes to look, you know, past tomorrow or the next day and sort of see in the future what that's going to give you.
How has the positive relationships in your life impacted your success and impacted kind of just where you are as a 21-year-old young man, you know? Yeah,
I think it's important to have a strong sort of support circle around you.
Yeah, support network's massive.
Yeah, definitely. Because, you know, especially, you know, with my parents, they've, you know, been able to sort of support me, you know, with my business and also, you know, transitioning from uni life to business life and sort of, you know, understanding that and being able to be a sort of positive backbone for that as well. And then also similarly, you know, with like other people close to me, like my girlfriend and my brother and my best mate as well.
Yeah, man, for sure. Shout out to people, man. Shout out your missus, shout out your brother.
How about you, bro? I mean, you seem to be, you know, you've got a lot of things going on in your life and, you know, sometimes, you know, you can sort of, it's easy to lose sight of what matters and stuff like that and or what matters to you. So how do you sort of stay balanced and on track between all that sort of stuff?
That's tricky. I feel like sometimes, and I think we both do it, we get, like we were just talking about it before while we were trying to freaking fix this Mac. You know, like, you're like, bro, it's good to have a rest day. I'm like, nah, I can't. Because I'm so, just the mindset, the way we're built and the way we're driven is like, nah, if I'm resting or having downtime and someone else is outworking me. So I think it's also about shifting your mindset into realizing that, you know, you got to spend time investing in the people around you for your own personal life to grow and to benefit. You know what I mean? Like, having a movie night with your missus is all good. Like, it's okay. You don't have to be on that hustle culture 24/7. So I think just shifting my mindset into, you know, spending time with the right people, knowing that this is going to be a betterment to my life, man. Like, to be real, I don't think I would be, I know I wouldn't be in my life where I am in my life without everyone around me. You know, I'm a firm believer that I'm a product of my environment. I'm a product of the energy, the effort, the sacrifice, the love that so many people around me have put into me. So that gives me motivation every day to do it for them. You know what I mean? That's why I'm really trying to chase what I'm trying to chase, because I don't just have me that I want to do it for. I want to do it for my mom, my aunties, my grandfather, my girlfriend, my friends. Like, that's who I'm doing it for. I want to do it for my nieces who are 4 or 5 years old growing up. Like, I'm trying to do it for everyone else around me rather than just me, you know, because they've been nothing but supportive, bro. Like, I don't know where I would be if I didn't have the support network around me.
This guy's the guy right here. I'm telling you now. This
but
guy.
You know what I mean? And I feel like so many young people especially take that for granted. Like, they'll not kick it with their best mate over something small and chase the wrong things. But it's so important to have real people in your corner just keep you grounded.
Definitely.
And to be honest with them, you know. Do you think that you're, like, brutally honest with your friends?
Yeah, definitely. I think at least, you know, the ones that, you know, really matter to me, you know what I mean? Like, I'll always, you know, keep it real. I think that's something that I've always tried to always do. But, yeah, especially, you know, with the people closest to me, you know, if they're doing something that I don't agree with, or if they're looking like they need some help or something like that, I'm always trying to be there to help them. And I know that that's going to come back to me, you know, if it needs to be. So I think that's important by, you know, fostering a sort of nurturing circle around you. You know, what goes around comes around.
I'm going to lead on with that. How do you do that? For some people, that's like, yeah, all right, easier said than done. How do you nurture and foster a positive, supportive, healthy environment around you that's going to lead you to success? How do you do that?
I think, you know, in simplest terms, I think at least treat others the way that you want to be treated.
Yes.
I think, you know, if you be nice to people, you know, chances are, you know, they will be nice to you. And if they're not, then that's fair enough. Maybe they're not the right people to have around you. But I think if you can treat them, with respect and dignity and how people should be treated, then I don't see why they shouldn't treat you in return with the same sort of stuff.
100%, man. Just be the person that you want people to be to you.
Definitely.
As simple as that.
Simple.
It's
really
so simple, but for some reason people don't understand that, And I feel like with having a support network, another important thing is the same mindset, right? The same. And people get this confused. Just because you're a barber doesn't mean your 5 friends have to be freaking barbers, right? But you all need to possess that determination.
Definitely.
You all need to possess that work ethic, that grind. They're the things that go hand in hand. You know what I mean? For me, my best friend and my people were opposites. A lot of it, he's not, he's helping on studying and following his career and stuff like that. I wasn't. I'm more focused on my business and whatnot. But we both have that work ethic.
Definitely.
And that desire to want to succeed and to want to get to where we want to get to. Do you know what I mean?
You like the steps to get there more than the destination.
Man, I'll give you a quote. A man who enjoys walking will get further than a man who enjoys a destination.
I've heard that one.
That's a good one. That's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean? So when you're walking, you want to make sure that you're doing it with people that want to walk with you. I think a common thing as well, especially in social media and society, bro, people prey on your downfall.
Yeah, for sure.
People see you win, it's like, damn, his cuts aren't even that nice. Or for real, why is he getting so much business out? And it's so easy to fall into that. Have you ever just looked at someone and been like, damn, why? Or why not me?
Yeah, I think with this industry, we always sort of, and any sort of industry really, whenever you see, competitors, you're always gonna, have that in the back of your mind, just that sort of nasty little thought in the back of your head, like, damn, I should be doing that, or this, like, why can't I be doing that? Why not me? Like how you said. But I think, as that word that you said before, which is so important, I think probably the word of the pod is...
Word of the pod, what is it?
Grounded.
Grounded.
To stay grounded. Like, I think, we sort of, we lose track of what really matters, but as we've spoken before about, if we can sort of keep ourselves, doing better than we've been doing and forgetting about others, and then using the, the support circle around us and other sort of positive reinforcements to keep us, leveled and keep us going forward. And that's all that really matters.
And touching on grounded and having that support network, has there ever been a time for you where it was almost like a wake-up call or realization that you thought, nah, this person isn't what I thought they would be, or is what I need right now in my life, and you kind of had to part ways with that?
It's a good question. I mean,
I know I put you on the spot.
I mean, as I've sort of, been, working and I guess spending more of my time with, I guess, my business and also the people closest to me, I think, naturally, you start to sort of part ways with, others and stuff like that, others that you used to be close with, and, it's part of life, you know what I mean? I think people are in your life for a reason. You know what I mean?
Bro, I was thinking that same quote in my head.
It's true.
You know what I mean? People are either in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. That's a bar. That's a bar. I clipped that. I know.
A reason,
a season, or a lifetime.
It's very true. It's very true. And I think, people are there to teach you different lessons and whatever that might be. So, maybe they're like, a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and, maybe it doesn't work out, whatever. You learn whatever you learn from them, and you move on. And you find, bigger and better. Maybe they're, people from, a soccer team, maybe even, like players you've coached and stuff like that. And, they've, especially for you, they've taught you, how to, influence others and to get you to what you're doing now. You see how important they were for you. So I think, they're there for a reason. And whether they're there forever or not, it's always a positive. And I think it's important to cherish that more than anything.
No, you just did, bro.
Tell me, bro.
Just cook, bro. You just cook. He cooked. If I had the soundboard, that's what we're gonna add. Right. A little cook thing. I don't know what, but episode 4, you'll listen to that, bro. 100%, man. And I think it's also about being at peace at knowing that, okay, this person might not be in my life anymore. Right. And I see so many times I see this, right, especially with breakups, like friendship, romantic, whatever it is, people start to hate, like, oh, damn, as if I wasted 3 years with that person, as if, my best friend did me dirty after 4 years and we did this and this and that. And they start looking back on it and hating it. And I say, my question I always say to everyone is, okay, did you enjoy those 3-4 years? Yeah, I did. So what's the problem? Right? Just all good things come to an end. I feel like we're so selfish as people that we just want more. It was a good 4 years. I want more. You know what I mean? Does that kind of make sense? Like, I don't know.
I think we take it for granted. You know, we have these sort of, you know, these different experiences in our life, and then we move past them. Especially like, you know, I say to all my clients now, I'm like, bro, it's already January, February, March, July now. You know, the year is flying so quick, and we forget to sort of appreciate, you know, what's actually happening. So, you know, it's this sort of just a little message, just to, you know, say thank you, you know, to your friends and appreciate them. Tell them you appreciate them, because it just goes so quick. Like, you never know what can happen today, might not be there tomorrow. So I think it's just important that we, just reflect and acknowledge that what we have is a good thing. You know,
how often do you reach out to kind of people that you haven't spoken to in a while, or what do you do to foster those relationships and keep them alive? And maybe someone who not you're super close with, but you're still close enough with. What do you do? How do you make a conscious effort?
Yeah, look, I mean, I could be a lot better at it, to be honest. I'd like to say that, you know, I reach out, message people here and there. But I guess, you know, sometimes, you know, can even be hypocritical to what I just said. You know, sometimes I don't stop to acknowledge and appreciate, you know, what's been happening in my life. You know, maybe I get too caught up in work or too caught up in this that we don't take a second to stop and think. But yeah, I think you know, it's important to just reach out and stuff like that. What about you? You reckon that, you know, with everything, you know, work and stuff like that, and your, you know, all aspects of your life, do you find that you know, like to take time to reflect and appreciate those friendships and stuff?
Every day. Like, I just, you know, I tell all my friends, like, I love them sometimes. Like, I'll just message my boy, hey, bro, I love you, bro. Like, crazy. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Because, again, I know that where I am is because of them. You know, if it wasn't just for having these people around me, I know that I wouldn't be the man I am today. So whenever I get the chance, I'm always willing to stop and give thanks and give praise. Sometimes not as much as I should, 100%. Sometimes there's been people who have impacted me who I'll be thinking about, and I don't reach out. You know what I mean? And that hurts. But again,
so true that.
You know what I mean? True. You think of him, I wonder how Johnny's doing. And then you don't do anything about it. Like, I implore you to do it, right? I implore you to even if you haven't spoken for ages, or even if you guys are beefing about something and now you're not and you forget what it was, just be that bigger person to reach out to them, bro. Definitely. Like, it's happened so many times to me where I've just fallen out of people and I just check in, like, hey, you good? Everything good? Just to let them know that I'm still thinking of them and I still care. You know what I mean? Because, again, oftentimes people just like to forget things and you're going.
And to run back to what you just said about that, like, you know, that beef that you have with your friend or whatever like that. I hate that petty culture.
Bro, it's
these days. It's the worst thing ever. Like, you know, people find it cool or, like, you know, trendy to not talk to him or to her because of this or that. Just get over it. You know what I mean?
Straight out, just get over it.
Like, we have so much more sort of, you know, deeper things to worry about than that sort of stuff. You know, if it's someone that I guess you don't want in your life, you don't want to, you know, make the time for, it's fair enough. You know, like, you can, you know, respectfully, you know, separate yourself from the situation and you can move on to more positive things. But, you know, it's not positive to anyone to be, you know, acting petty or cynical in any way. What are your thoughts on that?
Bro, I agree wholeheartedly. And then on the other side of the spectrum, I also think don't be afraid to distance yourself from people.
Correct.
Right? So don't just stay in a friendship if you're not getting anything out of it. You know what I mean? If you're just investing everything into it and then get nothing in return, you got to ask yourself, is this beneficial to me? Right? As selfish as it sounds, right? Like, you need to do what's best for you. And the whole point of a friendship or a relationship is that you both make each other better in some capacity. That's why it's a mutual agreement. It's a win-win.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? There'll be times where, you know, you might need to pick me up or they might need to pick me up, but at the end of the day, it levels out. And I think, I don't know what it is, but young people in society today, I see it all the time, bro. They're so hesitant to distance themselves from people who are doing wrong or not doing good. I'm like, is this person going to be here for you in 3, 4, 5 years? Probably not. You know what I mean? What are you doing to better your life? Why? You got to ask yourself, is this person having a positive impact in my life?
Definitely. A relationship has to be, you know, 50-50. You know what I mean? If you know, if he's helping you, then you got to help him. If he's letting you down, then you don't want that. You know, you got to find a way to sort of reinforce that positive, you know, help and stuff like that. Otherwise, you know, it might not be the best place for you to be in. So yeah, 50-50 is always the way it's got to be. Especially, you know, with, you know, romantic relationships, friendships, all that sort of stuff. You know, if you're going to, you know, be surrounding yourself with people, you want them to be, number one, like-minded, but also positive reinforcements in your life. Because we're in 2024, you know, it's a cruel world, you know what I mean?
Most definitely, bro. And kids are cruel. People are cruel. Young people are cruel. They'll you know, outcast someone for no reason just because it's trendy or just because their For You page told them to. Like, and I think especially now in society, we lack individuality as people. We're such herds and we're such sheep, you know? We just follow the crowd. So especially with, you know, these kids at like younger schools and even like people my age, bro, whatever the majority is doing, they do it because they don't want to feel left out. Bro, once you embrace that you are who you are and you live in your purpose and you walk in it every day, life becomes so much easier because you're not caring what anyone else has to think or say. You know what I mean?
Stop, bro.
What?
Crazy.
I'm crazy,
crazy.
But it's real, bro. Like, even like being young boys playing like soccer and basketball and stuff. You know, if your teammates are doing something, where's the chance you are? You're like, okay, if you were doing it, I'm doing it. But you got to stop and be like, is that really me? And if it's not, it's cool. You know what I mean? So again, I think before you could even have positive relationships, you need to have a positive relationship with yourself. That's the first step. That is the first step. You need to love yourself and be true to who you are. And then it's so much easier to have real friends because they see you for who you are, not who they think you should be. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's the people who get caught up in the wrong crowd are the people that don't know who they are. So
true. I think, you know, we're so quick to do what, you know, he thinks is cool or what this is going to, you know, help us fit in.
Yes.
But it's just not it. I mean, you know, chances are, you know, the majority might not be the right thing, you know, just because, you know, he's doing, you know, something that seems a bit cool and risky or whatever, it doesn't mean that it is, you know, if it's going to, you know, risk, you know, your happiness or even, you know, physically, whatever it might be, it's probably something that you shouldn't be doing. And that's, you know, when we spoke about gratification and talking about, you know, doing something now that's going to make us feel some sort of, you know, positive happiness right now, give us that sort of dopamine rush, might not be, you know, something that we're gonna, you know, something that we will regret in the future. It might be something we will regret in the future.
What made you come to that realization, bro? I feel like that's a very mature way to think about and have an outlook on life. What made you come to that, bro?
I think like genuinely, like kind of genuinely, like a lot of like reading and stuff like that.
Ooh,
a few different books that I've read have really, you know, really sort of instill a sort of strong agenda on gratification and the difference between instant gratification versus delayed gratification, and how on a whole generally delayed gratification is probably more worthwhile and positive than getting that instantaneous outcome. Yeah.
My boy sound like a philosopher. Nah, Aristotle. Damn. But again, going back to what I just said before, you're making the effort to better yourself, right? You're improving yourself, and because of that, you have a more mature outlook on friendships and relationships, so you're able to have positive ones. You know what I mean?
It's true. I think, I mean, for me, I guess, you know, that aside from, you know, using, you know, helping, you know, with relationships to help sort of foster, you know, my, you know, positive outlook and positivity. For me, I think reading is definitely helps sort of enlighten my mind to a sort of broader and more open-minded perspective on life, really. Because, I think, you know, in terms of the gratification, you know, maybe back in the day, a few years ago, I was really, you know, more so on the, you know, just doing something now to make me happy. You know, whether it might be, you know, you make a bit of money, bang, spend it. You know, that sort of stuff. You know, whereas now I think with maturity and, you know, open-mindedness, you sort of, you know, realize what does matter. So how about yourself? I mean, you know, with, you know, as you've grown and as you've, you know, had different relationships and friendships, how has that sort of helped you grow?
Man, every relationship, every friendship, everything that I've ever been in, it's just been a lesson, right? I think it's just been a lesson and a step forward to make me who I am today and the man I am today, and using those experiences as learning curves and not using them as a fuel of hate or to hold a grudge or anything like that.
What would be maybe the number one lesson you've learned from all those friendships?
Oh, that's a great question, my boy. The number one lesson I have learned from all of them is that you can't save people, bro. Damn. You can't save people, bro. You can't change people. You can't. You can help. You can help them change. You can help them get to where they want to. But I'm not God, bro. And I had the power to do that. You can't do that no matter how bad you want to. No matter how much you love this friend. No matter how much you want them on the right path and to do the right things. At the end of the day, bro, sometimes you just got to realize you're just man and you can't do that. And instead, you got to put that energy into yourself.
And how can you change you then? You know, and how can they change them? You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
If you can't change them, how can they change? You know?
How can they change?
Can you change? How can I change?
It starts with the want. You have to want to change, right? You have to be open-minded, I feel like. And you just have to want the outcome of it. Or you have to be at terms with accepting that you need to grow in this area a little bit. But again, it comes from having that conversation with yourself, looking in the mirror and saying, this is where I am and this is where I need to be. But it's up to the person, bro. And it's such a confronting thing to do. It is such a confronting thing to do, bro. I'll give you an example, man. I haven't really spoken about this. I've spoken about it a couple times with my friend, and his answer was the reason that I'm talking about it now. You know, I was obviously, I was boxing a little bit and stuff, and it's really hard with my schedule and all those kinds of things. And I was looking at my development over the last 2 years. I'm like, man. And I had a conversation with myself, and on some real shit, I said, I'm not where I need to be, and I'm not where I think I am, right? And I just came to the realization that if I'm doing calm, I'm podcasting, I'm, spending time with my beautiful girlfriend, my family, something has to give. And I wasn't willing, and I'm not willing to put so much energy and effort into something that I know I'm not what I wanted it to be. You know what I mean? When I started, I wanted to be, amateurs and do all this and all that. And I just had a conversation with myself, bro, just on some real shit. It's not good enough.
That's a really sort of mature perspective that you sort of adopted there. I mean, like, not a lot of people have maybe the courage or even like the knowledge to really have a conversation with themselves and sort of sit themselves down and say, look, is this where I want to be? Or is this where I think I am that I might not actually be?
Yeah, bro.
So how do you think, what gave you the strength to be able to do that?
That I don't need those things for fulfillment. I'm fulfilled already. Oftentimes we do things because of the outcome, not necessarily what it is. For me, I think the boxing and part of it, I love working out, I love all of that, but I was chasing that competitiveness and that edge and more so the outcome of it rather than just realizing that I don't need that to be me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just because I've relied on having something like that my whole life, it doesn't mean it. But also knowing that no one's going to judge. My circle, again, is like, I had a conversation. He's like, hey, man, that's some real shit for you to be able to say that to yourself. That's dope. Mm-hmm. Whatever you do next is dope. You know what I mean? And not be like, oh, nah, and force it, but just agree with me, knowing that I could confide in people and like you're doing, like, yeah, man, that's a responsible decision. Mm. You know what I mean?
And like, you say that people won't judge. And you know what? Like, even if they do judge, you've got the people around you, you've got their fulfillment and their approval and the ones that matter, obviously, and your approval as well. And that's all that matters. So, all the other people, all the haters or whatever they may be, let them do what they want. We're in a, a really, rapid growing society and stuff like that. We got to be able to get past all that sort of negativity and stuff because we're not going to get nowhere.
Yes.
Otherwise. So,
bro, what are you doing? You cooking, bro.
You
cooking, bro.
We're cooking today.
I want to encourage everyone that whenever you make a decision or do anything, I want you to ask, are you doing this for you or are you doing this for someone else? I think that's the root of it, right? Sure. Are you doing it because your mom wants you to or your dad wants you to? Are you doing it because your friends are doing it or are you doing it for yourself? Mm-hmm. And I think just stopping, bro, and just having clarity in everyday life and just taking a second and just breathe and think things through is a major game changer. You know what I mean? Oftentimes you might hear that little voice in the back of your head telling you one thing and you're suppressing it. But bro, listen to it. Doesn't mean you have to act on it. I feel like people think just because they hear something, they have to act on it straight away. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But again, it comes from being at one with yourself, talking to the people around you, and then making a decision based off that. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's important that you said that, because we're quick to hear that voice, or maybe see that guy on Instagram doing this, or you watch something or you hear something, and even it could be in your head, and then you think, oh, you got to do this, but take a second and stop and think, like, is this really what I want to do? And it could be it could be something that might seem positive, it could be something that might seem negative. Just think about it. Is it really what I want to do? And when you take a step back and you look at the people around you, and maybe you look, would they want me to do that? Like the people that matter to you, that circle, would they want you to do that? Would future Ealef, would future AJ want you to do that? And go from there.
Would you think that 5-10 years ago that you would have the support network you do now? Or did you think it was going to be different? Do you think it was going to be bigger, smaller?
I think 5-10 years ago, I was just didn't really think about that. You know what I mean? I think I was just really, just how old was I? 15, 10, 15, didn't really think about that. I didn't have that sort of maturity to sort of understand, about circles and like friendship circles, and, the relationships around me and what influence and power they would have in my life. But in saying that, I'm grateful that I do have them now. And I did have them then, but I'm grateful that I have, the ones that matter to me now. And that's all that matters.
Do you think that you were kind of easily influenced growing up or not?
Yeah, I think so. I think not always, but at times I, wanted to be maybe that one that's to sort of fit in,
Yeah.
There were, kids doing, the cool things, and I wanted to do what they were doing as well. And it's definitely not the right mentality. No way. Why that is, I'm not really sure. I think it comes down to a maturity thing for sure. But I think as we become older and maybe more aware, and I think definitely with what I do in terms of barbering, and same with what you do, and speaking to a whole lot of different and a wide sort of demographic, you learn about different people and different walks of life, and where they come from. It makes you more open-minded. It makes you realize, is what I'm doing important? Is what I'm not doing important? What matters and what doesn't matter? And that has helped me with maturity, as I'm sure it's helped you as well, and also the relationships and stuff like that have been fostered from a young age.
100%.
That have continued to come to light now as we're older.
So do you think that having these conversations and broadening your horizons is the reason that you kind of came to a realization that you don't need to quote unquote fit in?
Yeah, for sure. 100%. I mean, I think when you actually like click with what really matters, then that's all that matters. You know what I mean? Then I think you've won at that point, because then you're like, okay, this is what matters to me. Then you keep going from there. But until that point, it's still a sort of a windy road.
It is, bro.
But then once you get there, it becomes so much clearer. It just becomes, 20/20 vision. You're just like, all right, this is where we're at now. I know what matters to me and my priorities and my, my circle around me. Yep. So let's keep going.
100%. And it's a journey, man. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's not any of that. I think we're both very fortunate to be the age that we are, with the passion, with everything that seems so, put together. But in reality, it's not always the case, right? It's not always the case, but it takes a lot to get to this point. So I encourage anyone who's listening or who's watching to just start now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Go down that road. It's treacherous and it's windy, whatever it may be. But the sooner that you get through it, the easier it's going to be eventually. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's just something that people got to do, man. Don't be afraid to go through it.
We only have one life, like you might as well try now, because unfortunately time's only going to get shorter. So the longer time that you have to work it out, then, it's only a positive.
100%, bro. And again, it just starts from doing something uncomfortable. I couldn't imagine how you would have dealt with having so many different people in your chair that you didn't know when you were starting out. How was that, like, being able to foster those client relationships?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, experience. At first it was only just my friends. So I was able to, sort of speak to them as friends. But then as you start to, meet new people in a wider demographic, I guess the importance of doing barbering is to treat them as your friends, and to, just sort of foster that sort of relationship with them where it's two-way. It's not it's not just a, barber cutting his hair and he's leaving. You're in a private space here. You want to be able to sort of foster a 50-50 relationship, as we've spoken about earlier. So, yeah. And what about you, bro? I mean, obviously we spoke about in a couple of episodes ago about how basketball coaching really, instigated your, to establish calm. But yeah, aside from that, and, with that as well, do you think that that's been sort of really integral part in learning how to foster relationships?
Man, that's a freaking fantastic question and segue. Yeah, man, like seeing, especially like on a basketball term, young kids vulnerable, and seeing how the things that you can say and the actions that you have can directly impact that person's life makes you just question everything, If I'm just telling a young person or a boy that he's good enough and I believe in him, he believes that. You know what I mean? Sometimes young people as well, they just need to hear it from someone else. So once you instill that in someone and you realize, damn, the power of my words, crazy. And I'm not the only one with this power. Everyone can speak. You know what I mean? Like, you have that power too. Just to be able to do that and body language and accept these young kids and just be like, yeah, man, you can do it. Why can't you? You know what I mean?
And it's funny you say that because I read in a book that young people the influence that young people can have on them is like crazy. Neuroplasticity refers to it's a big word. It's like how easily sort of changeable, malleable our brains are, right? Yep. And up until 25, it's like super malleable.
Yes.
It's as quite simple as you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? Like you can, change an older person's brain, but it's a lot harder. So that's why I think it's important that with our, our roles and our positions, how much influence we have on younger people and how positive that can be for us to sort of shed a positive light and enforcement on their lives.
Ealef Stoddle over here, bro. Damn. Freaking speaking facts, saying words I've never heard before, bro. But most definitely, man. And again, we all possess that power. Some may not want to use it or whatever it is, but don't be afraid to. If you're someone who's a little bit older or you may have a younger sister or sibling or cousin or friend or someone you know of, don't be afraid to just talk to them, bro. And speak to them one-on-one and use that power of voice and use that power of experience to foster that relationship. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's something that a lot of people can do and choose not to. And it's okay if you choose not to, but damn, bro, again, I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for my coaches and for older people to just speak to me and to level with me and to tell me how things are. You know what I mean? Tell me what I need to work on. Tell me what I'm good at. Just be open and honest. Like, I'm so blessed that I had that, man. So blessed.
Like, you only have, one life to live, why not shed a little bit of positivity on someone else? You can do it, so why not do it?
It's free, bro. It's free to be nice.
Exactly.
And people deep it now. Like, if I was walking down the street, I'm the type of guy, if he has like a nice hoodie or, hey, bro, nice jumper, and people look at me like, it's like, damn, bro, like, I'm just trying to say something nice. Like, don't deep it. Yeah, or one of those ones, oh, he's hitting on me or some shit. Damn, bro, I'm like, how's your day been?
It's glazing.
Yeah.
Glazing.
Bro, you're going to stop with this glazing.
It's glazing, like, bro.
Oh, bro, you're glazing me. And now, but shit like that makes people not want to be positive.
Yeah.
Because people interpret it the wrong way.
I can't compliment him because it's glazing. You know what I mean?
That's whack, bro. Whoever started that is whack. Yeah. All right, just say something nice because you want to say it, and it's not glazing, bro. Like, you can and people are so obsessed with like how other people are viewed. Oh, bro, you're glazing him, bro. You're rimming him, bro. You're this or that. It's like, damn, nah. I'm just trying to say something nice. Like, are you mad that you're not getting that?
Yeah.
Are you upset because no one's at home's giving you that? You know what I mean? So I feel like, yeah, man, society as a whole needs to do a better job of letting people empower each other. You know what I mean? I feel like the people around me are my biggest supporters. You know what I mean? And they're my biggest critics at the same time.
Which is important.
That's the balance. They're not just like, yeah, bro, you're great, this, that. So I was like, hey, hold on. Maybe not this. Is this the right direction? Are you sure about this? And then you can bounce things off each other. Like, if I let them listen to this, right? I know my friends be like, if they listen to it, they're like, and they like it, they'll be like, yeah, it's good. But they'd also be like, hey, bro, this shit's whack.
It's important.
And you need to hear that.
That's it. Like,
you know what I mean?
I always ask like my best man, I'm like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? He'll tell me straight out. He'd be like, nah, bro. Like,
that's how it needs to be, bro. If you're not straight up with the people around you, what are you doing?
Yeah, of course. Of course. It's important because then they're never going to, you know, if someone's not giving you that positivity, then you're not going to improve in your life. You know, you're just going to stay doing what you're doing. You know, that's why sometimes it's important to have, you know, those people in your life to help you out.
What do you think is one of the biggest lessons or quotes or something that someone from your support network has said to you that's always like resonated with you and stuck with you?
My dad, he always says this one thing. He goes, it doesn't cost to be nice. So
simple.
Yeah.
European simple. Man says it how it is.
That's it. You know, it's a lot more, I guess, you know, physically and mentally draining to be rude to people, to be nasty. So it just doesn't cost to be nice. Just be nice. You know, it's simple as that. That's all it needs to be said.
And I'm laughing because it's so true. But again, it's so much easier said than done. People would rather be bitter and fickle and rude than just be nice, bro. Just
what
be
about
nice.
You? Have you got one for me?
Bro, I probably have like 100.
I'm sure you do.
But one thing that stuck out to me from someone I've told me, bro, is probably the first one that comes to mind, low key. My year 8 English teacher. Hold on. He said, a weak leader tries to please everyone. Weak leader.
Buffering, bro. A weak leader
tries to please everyone.
Wow.
And once I heard that,
wow,
that just stayed with me because, you know, I think, and this is something we preach at Calm.
That
everyone's a leader, right? Whether you lead yourself or you lead others, everyone's a leader, right? So a weak leader tries to please everyone, and it makes sense. Like, you can't please the majority of people, bro. You can't. You need to stay strong in your intent, strong, and you need to have conviction in what you believe in and your morals and your ethics and who you are as a man, as a woman, as a person, and lead in that every day. You know what I mean? Whether it's faith, whether it's, you know, what your passion, whatever it is, but you're going to lead in that every day. And I think once you realize that, yeah, bro, I can't please everyone. I'm not trying to be. Life's just easy. Like, if I go into a room with 100 people, bro, I can't make them all be my friends. Or I can't make them all agree with what I'm saying. And that's cool. That's not the mission. The mission isn't to impact 100. The mission is to impact 1.
And that's almost a good thing because, you know, we're all unique. You know, we're all individuals. You know, we don't have to, you know, conform to the pack and to the group. You know, we're able to do what we want to do. You know, maybe it's not what he wants to do, and that's fair enough. It's not for you. It's not for me.
That's it, bro. And speaking of individuality, it comes from just doing things. You're not an individual, bro, unless you went to, like, you learned about the gym, you played soccer, you started barbing, you this, you that. Like, it comes from experiences. That's where individuality is shaped from. Maybe one of your friends, you know, is doing something you try and not for me, but it's all about having those experiences, and you can't be afraid to be sheltered, bro. You can't be afraid to experience that and to go through the thick of things. Some people are like, oh, what if I'm not good at it? What if I suck? Like, bro, who cares, bro?
You never know until you find out.
You never know until you try, bro, but live in it. Like, bro, I just started picking up swimming. I was never taught how to swim. Bro, I suck. But it's humbling.
Of course.
You learn it.
You get better.
Bro, dog, the lifeguard was teaching me how to swim and shit. That's how you know you're bad. I'm in the lane next to me, old Asian lady, freaking zipping away, and I'm dying. But you got to experience it, bro. You know what I mean? You got to go through with it. You got to have a shit cup before you can learn, hey, I really like this.
Yep.
And again, as you touched on, bro, fall in love with the journey.
Definitely. So important.
Fall in love with the journey, bro. But damn, man, before we kind of sign off, and I know we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier today, but we didn't really go into too much depth. What's been a positive or a highlight for you from this week, bro? Thinking about being grounded and stopping and reflecting. What's one thing that's really, you know, been a highlight for you, bro? Give yourself your flowers.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was my brother's birthday.
Happy birthday, bro.
That's it. And you know, he turned 18, you know what I mean? And so it's kind of like one of those things where, you know, as an older brother, you're like, oh shit, like, you know, what's he gonna do? You know, you want to keep him grounded, you know what I'm saying? But you know, from that sort of happening, you know, you kind of realize you're like, damn, you know, I've spent, you know, 18 years of my life, you know, with my brother is, you know, my other best friend, you know what I mean? So
that's beautiful, bro.
And you gotta appreciate and acknowledge that. So I think that was definitely a positive of the week, bro. How about you?
Damn, man, that's really humble. Like, I really love to hear that, man, because I don't have any siblings, and I wish I did. So for you to be, you know, 3 years older and to have that connection, that relationship is special, bro. So kudos to you, kudos to the family, man. Thanks for always having me in the backyard. Hopefully I'm not too much of a ruckus when we filming. But for me, the highlight of my week, The highlight of my week, real simple, bro. I think speaking of that hustle culture, I really allowed myself this week to kind of just chill a little bit. And that's not something I do often, you know. I was really able to kind of kick my feet up and just chill. And that was nice, you know what I mean? And again, shout out my beautiful girlfriend for allowing me to do that and to keep me grounded and to just, you know, keep me encouraged and supportive. And I can go on and on for days, but I could do a whole nother podcast about it. But just allowing me to just chill. And it's okay to chill and to, you know, say that I'm still doing good even though I'm not. Even though in my head I'm like, damn, I got to be on my laptop. I got to be this. I got to be that. But just kicking my feet up a little bit, bro, and rolling with the punches. You can't do everything at 100% because that's how you get tapped out.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? You kind of, it picks up a bit. Then you jog, then you sprint, then you got to jog a little bit, take a break, and then you get back at it. You know what I mean? So that was a big thing for me, bro. I don't really like to do that too much, but it's good when I get a chance.
It's important. You're not, you know, you can't keep moving forward without, you know, taking a second to stop and relax and recoup. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, you know, I was just thinking in my head like some sort of analogy, but
yeah.
You know, the F1 cars, for example, you know, they go around and then they get the change
pit
of
stop.
tire,
They get their
pit stop.
Yeah,
That's
man,
it.
I like it.
Pit stop.
Every now and then you need a pit stop,
You can't
bro.
keep going like you got to refill the petrol and all
bro,
that.
you
sort
keep
of stuff.
going, bro. The tire's gonna wear off.
That's it.
And then you realize everyone's ahead of you and lapping you because you didn't give yourself a chance to recharge,
So true.
to refuel, to gather your thoughts, to be grounded, and then you can go again, right? And now your friends aren't with you as much because they're chilling, they're relaxed, and no one wants to be around a person that's always burnt out or this or that. You know what I mean? So don't be a disservice to your friends or yourself by not allowing yourself that time to just chill and say you did a good job and say you're proud of yourself. You know what I mean? Because once you start hearing that from yourself, you don't need to hear it from anyone else. It's just a bonus.
For sure.
But if I do something like, hey, I'm proud of myself, and then someone else says it, thanks, bro. Like, true. But if I don't say it to myself, and then someone else tells me, now I'm seeking it. Now I want that. Because, again, I didn't say that to myself. So, damn, man. Sure. Yeah. Episode 3, relationships. Bit of a turn. It was a bit of a mission to get this one on, but I'm glad we did it, bro. And,
Definitely.
you know, a bit of a different vibe on a Sunday night. I know you had some cuts today, and then usually we do it before the day, but this is dope, man. I'm excited. Hopefully next week we'll start posting them.
Definitely. I'm keen for that. I know. I hope that you guys are keen for that as well. But yeah, it's been a great 3 episodes so far, and today especially, you know, weird for a Sunday night.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, it's a great end to the week.
Great end to the week.
I think we cooked. I think, you know, I had a really good time on the pod today,
and that's good, bro. And again, it's not like, and you said prior to coming in this, you know, I'm a little bit tired, my Baraka, this, that. Sometimes it's cool to just be like that, bro. And that's just being who you are and authentically yourself. The guy even has shoes on today, if you can't tell, which is a surprise. But hey, man, episode 3 in the books, in the cut, from the chair to the community. See y'all when we see y'all.
Let's go.
That's tough.
Let's go.